Good morning. Buenos dias. Buongiorno. Bonjour. All the things. All right, you guys. It's Thursday, November 11th. Today is our 11/11 portal. This is a sacred, energetic experience that is leading us through something very powerful that we have been creating, in a sense that we have been putting something together like a recipe. So I've been mentioning that I've been doing the Richard Rudd Gene Keys. I've been reading his work, doing his work. I find it fascinating. He's this, he has a background in, he studied business, but he actually went on to study literature and poetry. So he has this very beautiful way of using words to describe frequencies, and I just find it so fascinating. Anyways, he's been talking about like the highest vibrational frequency of this metamorphosis that we become. So we go through these shadows into our gifts, so we enlighten into our gifts, and then what that activates is this siddhi, which is I believe a Hindi word, which is all about this frequency that is the evolution of this highest vibrational iteration of our higher self. And there's so many beautiful words that he uses to describe this. And one of the things that he talks about is how one of our shadows might be complexity, and that when we live within the structure of complexity, our life is very entangled. And the gift of evolution out of that would be simplicity. So coming out of this very complex sort of energetic dynamic, which with a lot of entanglements and too much heavy weight, and out of the evolution of that becomes simplicity. It's when you start to shed. It's when you start to, cut off things that no longer serve you, that are weighing you down. And out of that evolution becomes this energy of quintessence. And quintessence is this energy of perfect alchemy. It's like the perfect chef's recipe. So for me, somebody who has been operating as a pastry chef for the last 10 years, or an entrepreneur making pastries, not necessarily a chef, but somebody who spent a lot of time perfecting a perfect recipe. It's kind of like when you are constantly in this metamorphosis of a little of this and a little of that, and then you see, okay, when I first started making cannolis and I was practicing these recipes, there were some disastrous outcomes, if you will, like knowing the perfect science of how to create the perfect iteration of you takes time and practice and trial and error. And so that's what this frequency is all about. It's like coming into this delicious, very palpable, on the palate creation of just the right amount of so much of this and so much of that. It's like knowing where the boundaries are of what is the most simplistic form that can evolve into this most beautiful creation. For me, I'll go back to the recipe metaphor. The perfect recipe for me is 5 ingredients. My cannoli only had 5 ingredients in them. So when you can make a recipe that is absolutely perfect with just the most simplistic flavors, then I think you're winning. So for me, it's like, what are the 5 key factors that make me the best version of who I'm becoming? Health, my physical and mental health are the foundation. Because without that foundation, I I'm stressed. My system is stressed. So picking out the 5 key factors. So health, physical and mental health, nutrition, having the healthy nutrition that I need, whole food, plant-based vegetables, and water, clean water, and being able to get outside in nature. So whether it's just going to a park, being able to read, just being really clear about what are the things that you need that make you happy. I like to wear fun fashion, so I shop at the Goodwill. I go on the days where they're unloading all the things and things are really cheap so that it's simple. I'm not weighing myself down with heavy energy that keeps me from being able to continue to evolve. So think about the things. So I'm just giving some general examples of the things that make me healthy. The 2 things that make me healthy and the foundational pieces are physical and mental health. And what I include in that is being able to exercise, being able to get in nature, being able to eat really healthy nutrition, making sure that I'm feeding my mind with really thoughtful messaging and not being activated by politics and people and positions related to those things. So getting really clear for yourself, what is the perfect recipe of who is going to be the healthiest version of you is what this portal can activate. So let's see what wants to come through for today, 11/11/2021. Perception, root, earth. A lot of earth energy there. So, okay, we have this full moon lunar eclipse next week. So this is really beautifully probably activating that as well, which is earth energy. That energy is in the Taurus energy, which is very grounded earth energy. There's something about how you perceive your experience, your stability here on earth that's evolving. You might be coming into being able to see beyond these illusions that keep us in these entangled, complex arguments and squabbles. And I've been talking about this. This is a theme this week. The theme this week is being able to see from a higher perspective, evolving your perceptions so that you can really be really naturally curious and move beyond your comfort zones so that you can really perceive what's real and take a good, hard, deep look at that. What is real? What is really something that should be worthy of your energy to be in alignment with? Yes. Related to stuff that we're experiencing here on this physical 3D earth plane. When I did the Joe Dispenza workshop, one of the things that he says is when you start to go through to go through this process, not necessarily his work, but when he kind of created this space for people to really dive deep into this work and feel safe doing it. But when you really start to open up your pineal gland, your third eye, and you start to see the illusion, when you start to activate your higher consciousness, the relationship to your higher consciousness, it becomes more challenging to see these 3D nonsensical squabbles, these 3D illusions, these structures that we've put in place on this plane. When you start to see that, that becomes challenging. So one of the things that he talks about and that we spend some time ruminating on, contemplating, is how do you got to keep one foot in the 3D, because if you're on this earth plane, you got to be able to navigate these frequencies. So how do you keep one foot in that frequency and 1 foot in the frequency beyond that realm or multiple realms. So this is kind of like, this is what's being activated. Your perception of what is your experience here rooted on earth. Like what is this all about? What does this all mean? This is a great opportunity for you to really explore that. What's going to be your mission while you're here on earth? In service to. In service to. Yes. All right, let's see what wants to come out in the tarot. Oh, I'll take that. King of Wands wants to come out. Taking action. 3 of Pentacles, to collaborate on a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, Magician, 9 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 7 of Swords. Same place yesterday, 9 of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. Whoo, 5 of Wands. Holy moly, macaroni. Why? Why is that here? 7 of Swords. Okay. There is an opportunity for you to collaborate on a message that's going to come through to you around a new opportunity related to some work that you've been really focusing on getting anchored in after a long journey. But you're really manifesting something you're manifesting something related to you're manifesting this perspective that's seeing beyond the veil, that once that becomes so clear to you, it's going to change the trajectory of your life. It's going to shift things in you and around you. And I think that there is some fear that that's going to create this experience where you're now an outsider, because oftentimes people don't, some people get it, but if people don't get it, it's hard to then, you're going to start changing. And this is the one, I was listening to this podcast the other day that I listened to at the end of last year, which is what really ignited this experience. So I go back and I listen to that podcast sometimes. What he says in that podcast is actually happened. So what's going to start happening is that you're going to start changing your experience of your reality, and then it's going to change your connection to all the things in your reality, and you're just not going to be that person anymore, which then is going to potentially create some conflict within you and all around you, because the people that you're used to being with and around, maybe your relationships, your friendship groups, your work, whatever it is, it's going to start to seem like, what am I doing in this? Who are these people? Why am I in communication with these people? You're going to start reevaluating everything, your work, your relationships, your intentions, your manifestations. Everything is going to start to kind of take on a new shape, a new form, a new reality. And that is going to give you probably a little bit of stress, strife, and fear about the aloneness that this might create, where you're going to be like, oh my God, I don't know any of these people. But if you can really embrace that opportunity and see this lesson as something so beautiful, it's going to birth something so spiritual and enlightened and creative. Empress energy, moving into a very beautiful new way of being. Wow. So what are we still working out here? You're walking in the direction of this transformation, and I think you're becoming this sort of diplomatic, you're stepping into some diplomacy. some integrity, some integrity and transformation. And you're kind of feeling like, what does that mean? What does this all mean? So, message from your higher self. You're getting really inspired to take on a role that is really sort of nurturing and in alignment with this sort of self-care and grounded, tangible, like boss, like you're becoming sort of the leader of your own experience. You're going to lead the path to this enlightenment, to this space holding, to this new version. So where are we going here with this? Okay. By really being able to see how relationships, your relationships to people, places, things, ideas, all the things, your relationships have been entangled. By being able to really communicate that, see that message, receive that message clearly, will give you the empowerment to really be able to come into a healthy space of abundance. Receiving the clarity on that gives you a really powerful, abundant opportunity to evolve into this new space. So you are going to really be in a space of clarity. Because you're going to receive the clarity that you need around the entanglement of how these complex relationships have had an impact on you. And I don't mean just relationships to people, your relationship to money, your relationship to your body, to your mind, to your physical health, to your food, to your job, to your investments, whatever it is. There's been some very entangled complexity that you are now receiving clarity around, and it's giving you some real robust, abundant opportunity to simplify. Woo-wee. All right. Use this 1111 portal to make magic happen. All right. Trust in the magic. Lay a solid foundation. Think on your feet. Yeah, you guys, the Seven of Swords and the Fox. Just be really clear about just be clear about the disillusionments. What is really worthy of your time and energy? What are these illusions that can create these complexities, these energetic entanglements that impact our ability to have clear understanding of the relational experiences of our lives? Trust in your inner knowing and continue to lay this solid foundation. 1 foot in the 3D and 1 foot in the other realms will keep you in this sort of balanced clarity, so you can see beyond Okay, the Empress energy is kind of that. It's like Libra, Taurus energy. It's like this very airy, that Libra is air energy, which is kind of not really grounded, but Taurus is very grounded with that earth balance, that practicality. So it's kind of this, it's navigating in this frequency. Okay, you guys, I hope there was a message in this reading for you. I hope you have a good 11/11 portal. Good Thursday to you, and I will see you when I see you.